Let me guess, you're undercharging. And you know it. I know it. Deep down, you've known it for a while. But every time you think about raising your prices, you freeze. What if people say no? What if they think I'm too expensive? What if I lose all of my clients? So you keep your prices low. You stay affordable. And you tell yourself it's about accessibility. But here's the truth. Undercharging isn't helping your clients. It's hurting them. And it's killing your practice. Today, I'm going to show you why charging more will actually fill your practice faster and why the practitioners who raise their prices are the ones who will thrive in 2026. Let me start with a story that might sound close to your heart. A few years ago, I worked with a naturopathic doctor. Let's call her Dr. Emily. Dr. Emily was charging $1,200 for a 3-month program. She thought that was fair, affordable, accessible. But here's what was actually happening. She was attracting people who couldn't afford to stay. They'd sign up, pay the $1,200, and then drop out halfway through because of money issues. She was resentful. She'd stay late. She'd answer texts at 10 p.m. She'd give extra sessions, and she felt bitter about it. She was burnt out because she was working twice as hard to make half the income she needed. I asked her, what if you raised your prices to $3,000? She looked at me like I was insane. She said, no one will pay that. I said, well, let's find out. And you know what? Within 60 days, she raised her price to $3,000 and something unexpected happened. She filled her practice faster than she ever had at $1,200. Why? Because she started attracting a completely different type of client. Here's what happens when you charge more and the shift that you need to think about. Shift number 1, you attract committed clients, not tire kickers. Low prices attract people who are just browsing. They're not fully committed. They're testing the waters. They're seeing if it works before they really invest. High prices attract people who are serious. When someone invests $3,000, $5,000, even $10,000, they're all in. They show up, they do the work, they get the results. And when they get results, they refer others. They become raving fans, and they stay with you long term. That's the difference between low-ticket clients and high-ticket clients. Now, shift number 2, you stop over-giving out of guilt. Here's what happens when you undercharge. You feel guilty about your price, so you overcompensate. You stay late. You answer every text immediately. You give free sessions. You waive fees, and over time, you start to resent your clients, even the good ones. But when you charge what you're worth, you don't feel guilty anymore. You show up fully, you hold boundaries, and your clients respect you more because of it. Undercharging doesn't make you more accessible. It makes you burnt out. Now, mindset shift number 3, you finally have the income to invest back into your practice. When you're only charging $1,200 for a program, you're barely covering your costs. You can't hire help. You can't advertise more. You can't invest in better tools. You can't take time off. You're trapped in a cycle of working harder just to stay afloat. But when you charge $3,000, $5,000, even $10,000, everything changes. You can hire an assistant. You can install AI systems. You can take a real vacation without your practice collapsing. Charging more doesn't just help you. It helps your clients because you're not burnt out and resentful. You're energized and fully present for them. And if you're a health and wellness practitioner doing functional medicine or concierge medical practice owner, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on how to fill your practice with dream patients using my heart-led growth systems. I share strategies like this every single week. All right, so here's the fear. I know what you're thinking. Tom, if I raise my prices, no one will book. Well, let me address that head on. Fear number 1, no one will pay that. Well, guess what? They will. Just not everyone. And that's the point. You're not trying to attract everyone. You're trying to attract the right people, the ones who value your work and can afford to invest in their health. When you charge premium prices, you're filtering out the people who were never going to be great clients anyway. Fear number 2 is, I'll lose all my current clients. Well, guess what? You might lose some, and that's okay, because the clients you lose weren't aligned with where you're going. But here's what actually happens. Most of your best clients will stay. And the ones who leave, They create space for better fit clients to come in. Now, Dr. Emily was terrified she'd lose everyone. She lost 2 clients, and within 30 days, she enrolled 5 new ones at the higher price. Her revenue doubled, her stress cut in half, and she was so happy. Now, fear number 3 is I'm not experienced enough to charge that much. If you're getting results for your clients, you're experienced enough. You don't need 10 more certifications. You don't need to wait until you're perfect. You don't need that special machine that's going to fix everything. You need to own the value you're already providing. Now, here's the truth. Your clients aren't paying for your credentials. They're paying for the transformation you deliver. If you can help somebody heal their gut, balance their hormones, or finally lose the weight they've been struggling with for years, you're worth $5,000 easily. Now, here's how to raise your prices without losing clients. So step number 1, you want to grandfather your current clients. If you have existing clients at a lower rate, honor that. Let them stay at that current rate. But all new clients, they pay the new rate. This way, you're not burning bridges, but you're also not staying stuck at that old price. Now, step number 2, and this is really important, you need to communicate the value, not the price. When you present your offer, don't lead with the price. Lead with the transformation. You might say something like, here's what we're going to do together. Here's the result you're going to get. Here's why it works. And the investment is just $5,000. When they see the value first, the price makes sense. Now, step number 3, you need to position yourself as the premium option. You're not the cheapest, and that's a good thing. High-value clients don't want the cheapest option. They want the best option. When you position yourself as the expert who gets results others can't deliver, price becomes less of an issue. Let me tell you about another client. She's a health coach specializing in perimenopause. When she came to me, she was charging $1,500 for a 6-month program. She was working with 10 clients at a time, making $15,000 every 6 months. Burnt out, exhausted, and not making much money. I said, what if you charged $5,000 and worked with 5 clients at a time? She said, I don't know if anyone will pay that. But we raised her prices anyway. And she enrolled 4 clients in the first month. That's $20,000 in 1 month with half the workload. And she told me, I can't believe I waited this long. I'm making more money, working with fewer people, and actually enjoying my work again. That's what happens when you charge what you're worth. The practitioners who are going to thrive in 2026 are the ones who stop competing on price. They stop trying to be the cheapest, and they start positioning themselves as the best. And when you do that, you attract clients who value your work. They show up, they get results, and they stay. You don't need 50 clients. You need 10 great ones. And when you charge more, you work with fewer people, but you make more money, deliver better results, and finally have the freedom you've been chasing. Now, here's the bottom line. Undercharging isn't helping anyone. It's not making you more accessible. It's making you burnt out. It's not attracting better clients. It's attracting people who aren't fully committed. When you raise your prices, you filter for the right people. You stop overgiving, and you finally build a practice that's sustainable. You don't need to be the cheapest. You need to be the clearest, most confident option. And when you own your value, everything shifts. If you want to learn the exact framework to position yourself so high-value clients enroll with hesitation, even at premium prices, well, click the link down in the description, and I'll send you my free training on the heart-led growth system. That's the framework that enables practitioners to double their sales in 90 days without any sales trickery or being needy. And it's the same framework my clients use to consistently charge $5,000, $10,000, even $15,000 with clients and without objections.